Welcome to Grumpy Old Reds and a What? Why are you doing that look at?
Because I didn't realise we'd gone live, and I was just about to say something. That's why.
Well, you know when I said, "All right, I'm pressing live," that was
I know. Yeah, I don't know.
That was the cue.
You didn't during the intro, man. I wanted to do a little play on PlayTime and all this stuff. Let's just start.
Might not.
Welcome, take two, right? And yeah, what a week.
New graphic. How long have you had that?
About 7 minutes.
Yeah, it reminds me of Battlestar Galactica for some reason. It's a bit scary.
Well, let me.
I missed it. Can you do it again?
Go on,
Did you really miss it?
Yeah, do it again. Do it again.
Right, chat, do you like the new one?
I think that's better than the old one. I approve.
Improved?
I like it, but
I don't know if it's
I
better.
am a bit of a perfectionist. The reflection at the bottom, I'm not keen on the white because it's like dead bright white. The rest of it's dead blurred, and then you got a bit of really bright.
And do you know
white.
the week I've had, Anne? And
Yeah,
you really
I know.
think I want Mr. OCD on my ass right now, okay?
Yeah, maybe.
Like, let me tell the chat
on.
what's happened. I haven't even told you guys fully
We
what's
need a
happened.
poll.
Right?
We need a poll.
Wouldn't be
So-
me, would it? Wouldn't be me.
So Wednesday night, right? I'm minding my own business. Me and Nick are doing some editing on some videos. I got Snatch on in the background. Great film. Haven't seen it for years. Yeah.
Oh, for film, yeah.
you got to go there.
I was thinking the same thing, Ed, to be honest. A bit of Snatch in the background.
Yeah,
Can't beat it.
Are we watershed yet?
The film Snatch, right? The film Snatch in the background. I'm thinking, I ain't seen this in years. Quality film, da-da-da. Anyway, finished editing at about, I don't know, 1:30, 2 in the morning. And I thought, what's better, Snatch or Lockstock? Chat, Snatch or Lockstock? Get it in the chat. And I thought, I haven't seen Lockstock in donkeys. I'm going to lie in bed and watch that. And of course, Eddie would join these two dickheads, wouldn't he, with that? So then I'm like, okay, I'm watching Lockstock, about halfway through thinking, it's been so long, I can't remember it, right? And then bang, power goes out, 3:30 in the morning. So I sit there, what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? And then power comes on at 4:30. I was like, all right, basically time for bed. I'll finish Lockstock tomorrow. Went downstairs to get a drink, and I always have the computer on. I thought I'll just power it up on my way into the kitchen. Powered it up, blue screen. And I'm like, oh crap. And it just does a boot loop. And I couldn't get it to work, man. And I stayed there till 5 in the morning. Called Nick up at 5 a.m. and he was not happy, right? I'm like, computer's not working, man. What are we going to do? It's got all the files. It ended up, the power outage blew the operating system. Had no operating system. Blew both my hard drives, my actual hard drive and the backup. And I have nothing. So for the last 36 hours, me and poor Nick, man, we've just been on this computer performing surgery, and it's still not done. We got this working. Watch along. Should happen tomorrow, but watch this space. But yeah. So don't you start talking about my graphics, Ant?
No.
Because I lost the old one.
That's what you get from buying your computer from Lidl.
It was actually Argus back in the day. But it's been upgraded.
I still haven't spoken to you about it properly. I'm still intrigued to know how you managed to blow your backup disk drive.
I don't know.
Two
Both of
backups.
them wiped. 2 gig free, 2 tera free, 2 tera free. Anyway, it is what it is. I do blame Dazzling Dave's site. I really do. All right. How have you lot turned this stream into a Snatch stream? Right. And I still want to know. I think Lockstock's better after watching them both now. I'm saying Lockstock.
Even after what it did to your hard drive and everything, yeah. But I would say they're great films, both of them. Comedy-wise, I think Snatch is better. I think it's got the funnier scenes in Snatch, but I think as a movie, I think I'll go with Lockstock, to be honest.
I think. Look, if you were keeping Snatch on your hard drive, you were gonna get caught.
No wonder you got trouble.
That's why I wiped it, mate. I don't know, but Brad Pitt in Snatch is just ridiculously good, man. That Irish accent. Anyway, we're here for the football. We're here for the football. How you boys doing? I haven't spoken to you in 36 hours since I've been in lockdown, but you all well? You all well? Chat, you all good? Are you ready? Are you really?
Oh,
Look, stop. There's none of these freaking Diddy videos, man. Come on. Come on. Seriously, this chat, man. This chat. Yeah, rip to the hard drives. Well, the hard drives are back up and running, but there's no files. We've had to recreate everything. Hey, Dam's good to see you. All right, let's kick this off because it is playtime tomorrow. Or are we gonna absolutely not gonna say that? What angle do we go with, man? Who wants to kick us off on what they're thinking about Wolves? And guys, hit that like button, subscribe, do all the rest.
Definitely do that.
Guys, you seem shy.
I'm only because I missed the review show for personal reasons. Obviously, you guys know about it, but I was a little bit peeved off with Nuno's mentality in that game, and it was something that we've kind of been guilty of a couple of times, especially against teams like Spurs' biggest point of scoring goals is that 10-15 minute period after half time. They've scored more goals in that period than any other team in the Premier League. And we should have, and I kind of agree with Rob a little bit what he said in that game, that we should have gone just to secure ourselves just after half time and gone a little bit defensive, knowing that's when they're at their peak. That's when they score their most goals. So Nuno should have known that and should have kind of bared that in the back of her mind, because it totally overran us in that 10-15 minute period after halftime, and the game went away from us, and Nuno's game plan changed altogether after that period. So things like that, and it happened against Fulham as well. That amazing first half, and then the first 10-15 minutes of the second half, we let them back into the game and give them a glimmer of hope. And that's something we have to cut out tomorrow. But what we need to see tomorrow is that same way they started against Fulham. I'm gutted I missed that. I hope you enjoyed it, Rob. But yeah, I'm gutted I missed that game, because that was, by all accounts, not only our best performance of the season, but probably our best performance since we got promoted. That first half against.
Wait, Ez, can we just say something here, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we ban you from the City ground? Because, chat, for those of you who don't know, Ez couldn't make the Fulham game, right? And he sold his ticket to Rob. And Rob went, and we won 3-1. So I'm thinking,
Rob's been to other games this season.
Should Ez be banned and have to pay for Rob's tickets just to ensure that...
So wants to give me 52 quid for my ticket.
It went the other way before. It went the other way. I was in his seat
the other way on most occasions.
Yeah, I was in his seat for Bournemouth, and we all know how that finished.
Yeah, but I know that was you were in the Bridgeford end, that one, weren't you? That's not his usual regular seat, so that doesn't count.
Well, that definitely wasn't my seat, no. But we know we're clutching at straws.
On top of superstition here, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So no, we're really clutching at straws. If keeping me away from City ground is going to really make any difference tomorrow. But now I'm actually looking forward to it. It'll be nice to be back there. And mate, I think I talked about the Nuno effect going into that Spurs game, and it didn't happen. I'm more intent that I'm going to see it tomorrow, and obviously the MG Dub effect, because I think he's keeping his cards quite close to his chest in terms of in terms of the injury situation, and I think that's mostly around MG Dub. So we'll see what the lineup is tomorrow. I don't expect too many changes, but there's one that we were crying out for, and I hope he does make that change. But other than that, I can see pretty much the same team starting tomorrow. And MG Dub needs to be there. If he's fit and available, he needs to start tomorrow. And we need those players to kind of step up the way we did against Fulham, because that was a hell of a performance in that first half, and it really set the tone for the rest of the game. So we got to go out like that tomorrow. I'll pass you on because I'm going to go and pray.
Yeah, but just before you do, does Ez look like a vicar to anyone with that colour?
Why did you have to highlight it?
Because I didn't notice it until these boys said it.
No, I didn't.
Vicar Ez, man. Vicar Ez, yeah.
I'm not doing that.
You may go. You are dismissed for a couple of minutes. Yeah, he's on the meter. And we got Kryptonio back all the way from Spain, man. What's it like to be back in the motherland, man? You got back yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah, I got no, it's on Wednesday.
Yeah,
it's on Wednesday.
Thank God.
I think I look whiter than when I went before. Yeah, that's because
you do actually. Mate, did you not get any sun, man?
I sat in my hotel working for 2 weeks, and then the Ryanair pilot nearly ran us off the end of the runway and killed us all at the end. So thankfully it didn't happen. But back to good old England. You know when you're in England, when you get off at East Midlands Airport, you walk out the door It's pissing it down with rain. The skies are grey, and there's a guy walking around in a dressing gown eating a hot dog, and you know that you've arrived back in Nottingham. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Well, I don't know what kind of parties you go to, but each to his own.
All right. Well, soon that you shut up, Richard's saying, "Let Rob speak, because in Rob we trust." Richard, what parties have you
got
been
another
to?
new sign on, has he?
Go on, Rob. When we first talk about the new beard, what's the design here?
Yeah, it is actually a beard, not just a crap mustache. But unfortunately, the mustache is dark, but the beard is sort of white, so you can't really see it. So it doesn't look as good on camera as I was hoping. So I may just get rid.
Do we need a poll? Do we need a poll?
It's 2 weeks of work, 2 weeks of hard work.
Have you got sideburns? I can't tell. Can you give us a side shot?
He's gone for the blended option. You know, you blend the beard in.
I think you look quite hard. I think you're like Liam Neeson in Taken.
Oh, I can be a proper football hooligan tomorrow then.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Or a 70s porn star.
Yes. Yes.
The opportunities are just opening up in front of me as we speak.
Oh, yeah.
just before you jump in, Rob, let me catch up.
That's why you were dressed in that electrician's outfit then the other day. Okay, fair enough.
I offered him a Hawaiian shirt. I didn't want it. Noah with the 199. Thank you so much, buddy. Guys, where will you be tomorrow? Because I'll get lost.
Outside the fan zone. Not inside it. Not in the queue. Under the pillar opposite the entrance.
Yeah, where the executive box entrances are. We hang about there.
Where the old ticket window used to be, where you used to collect your tickets.
When did that go?
Rob, anyway, he's foul-mouthed and everything. You'll hear him swear.
Yeah.
And just on that, in the fan zone, Davy Boy will be on stage with George from 1865, and I think Ellie. So if you want to hurl abuse at Dave, he'll be on the stage in the fan zone. These lot will be outside the fan zone. Okay, so thanks so much, Noah, for the 199. Jordan with the 199. Thank you so much. Hey, boys, hope you're all good tonight. Come on, you Reds, bro. I'm getting better. I'm 50% better. My happiness is now in that form of a computer and how much I can recover from it. Sai with the £10. There's something for your new laptop, mate. Also, must have been frustrating losing all your files. I cried. Thanks for getting those streams back on so soon after the computer hard drive issues. You read Sai, you're a legend, bro.
I'm sure I saw Sai post a Stone Island jacket. He's like a proper hooligan now.
Sai is a bit of a danger man. He's got a little streak to him.
Stony Island jacket.
He does. Anyway, okay, let's get back into it. Rob, party time, playtime.
Well,
sorry.
We will know by this time tomorrow whether it's time to hit the panic button properly, won't we? Because
or get the shades out.
No, I don't think either. I mean, we were a bit cocky after we beat Fulham, and then last week's results went according to the worst possible configuration. But look, they know that they have to win tomorrow. My concern is just what happens if we go out like Crystal Palace and they score first. I think that could be we could be in quite a situation if that happens. So we just have to make sure that Wolves don't score first. We always have a close, tough game against that opponent, but it feels like home or away, there's no real difference. It's just a very, very tough game every time we play them. Hopefully the difference in motivation between the two teams should be what decides it, because we have to go for the win. You know, if we're 1-1 with 10 minutes to go, we have to go for the win. We haven't been very good in the final 10 or 15 minutes of games recently, and that's my major concern. So it's almost like we have to do it like Fulham again. We have to do the business early and establish a commanding lead, because I don't know whether we've got that comeback ability. So it does have me worried as a game. But I do think that now we're at the business end of the season. It's the most winnable game we've got left. We do need to win. It is a must-win game. If we don't...
Whoa, you're going there?
Yeah. Oh, well, what points are we going to get away? Let's be honest. I did like your analysis the other day, by the way, which is 2 wins and 3 draws.
Correct.
Now, those 2 wins and 3 draws can come in any order. We could beat Burnley and Everton away and get 3 draws, but if we could just bank one of the wins tomorrow, just imagine the pressure that would take off. We then only have to win one other game and then not lose 3. So I'm concerned about it because I just think this is not really the people that you want to play in a must-win game, because I just feel like Wolves are a tough nut to crack. And I think O'Neill has got them well organised, but it's whether they're up for it, and we should at least be up for it.
So, and I love bringing this topic up with you. He said the words must win. Are you getting close to that stage, Jan? Looking at the fixtures, Wolves, Everton, Chelsea, Man City, Sheffield, Chelsea, and Burnley.
Yeah.
That's it.
Look,
that's it.
People seem to have this thing, this must-win thing. I mean, it's semantics, really. Of course it's not a must-win. Of course it's not.
Nuno said it is.
Yeah.
Well, you're Nuno out. I forgot.
Nuno out, though, isn't it?
Of course it's not. It can't possibly be a must-win. We could lose tomorrow and win every game from now to the end of the season. It's not a must-win. However, we're at the stage now where things are getting very, very twitchy. And we've got 3 home games. 2 if you don't count Man City. And I know we can pull off something against Man City. We proved that last season. But you kind of go on, the form and who've got the better players, what they're going for and stuff like that when you're assessing the result of a game. You can never predict 100%. It's impossible. But generally speaking, I think most people would say that's a dodgy one for us, Man City. Chelsea, I think, is a very winnable game. Wolves is a very winnable game. So I would like to think that we can put on a performance that gained us victories in those 2 games. The away games, we should beat Sheffield United. We should beat Burnley. There's, I don't want to hear any of this crap about the fighting for the lives and that. Yeah, so are we, and we've got better players. So, if football was logical, that's what you would say. If football was logical, you'd say, yep, Forest are staying up. But it's not logical. And we've seen our team capitulate so many times this season that is what scares me. There's 2 ways it can go tomorrow, in my opinion. We can go out there, we can be positive. I think it's a good time to play Wolves. They've got a lot of injuries.
I've always said that so many times, man. I know. And we've been right. It was a good time to play them. We just didn't play well ourselves. Fair point.
But if we can play to our potential, or at least, up to the Fulham first half levels, then we should have too much Wolves. They have literally got nothing to fight for. They've got a lot of injuries. They're not a fantastic, brilliant team. They're a good team, obviously better than us. That's proven. But on this occasion, I think if we can really establish ourselves, really have the right mentality and play well, we should win tomorrow. And although I say it's not a must-win, it would make a hell of a difference to how everybody feels.
Are you saying it's must not lose? Will you go there? Will you at least go there?
No. Listen, I say this purely... No, I say... Because it's not, is it? We could lose 26-0 tomorrow.
But it's not. And it's not a semantic thing. Anybody who says anyone says it's a must-win doesn't mean it's
a vital game. It could go a long way to helping us to achieve what we want to achieve. If we lose it could go a long way to putting us down. I agree with all that. But literally, it's not a must-win game. Nobody with any iota of intelligence can deny that it's not a must-win game.
But you don't think any games must win.
No, I know, but you take it and you're taking it literally. But nobody who says
what I am.
I know, but that's not how it is, though. Nobody who says tomorrow's
I'm very strict on grammar. I'm very strict on semantics. I'm very strict.
Really? Have you heard yourself?
I can imagine.
That's low. That's low, man. You know he loves his grammar, man. You know he loves his grammar. He went there. I apologize, man.
I'm not apologizing for anything. He didn't hear what I said. But
I heard you say, have you heard yourself? I didn't quite understand what you meant by that.
Okay, well, the point I'm making is anybody who says it's a must-win game tomorrow isn't talking about mathematically. They're talking about under the situation we're in, with the games we've got, the amount of games we've got left, the games we've got at home. Tomorrow is a must-win game. They don't mean mathematically. It means with the games we've got left available to us. Okay, say
Well,
say
don't
we're
say
playing.
it then. If you don't mean what you're saying, don't say it.
Because nobody means it like that, and there's lots of things that
I
are said
do.
like that.
I do, and you're
that are said.
criticising me, and you don't have the
Not
right to
everything you
criticise
say
the way
has
I
to have a
look at it.
literal meaning to it. No. Okay, I'm going right. Okay,
Hold
I'm
on,
going to
Ed,
keep
hold on, Ed.
receipts.
Ed,
man. I'm
hold
gonna
on.
keep receipts.
To be fair, I don't have the right to tell you how you want to interpret it, and you don't have the right to tell me how I want to interpret it.
And nobody interprets it like you're
coming across as
interpreting
a
it.
bit of a fascist,
Nobody
if I'm
does.
honest. You're saying you
Nobody
can't
does.
say that. You can't say that. That's not
Nobody
true.
does.
That's not
Okay,
You
true.
say
who in
it
the
to Rob
chat?
all the time.
Yeah,
Who,
who in the
me?
chat thinks
Yeah.
tomorrow's a must-win game? Just put yes or no.
Hypocrite,
And it
aren't I?
doesn't mean literally. It means do we have
Well, we
to win
got a
tomorrow's
poll, Ed.
game?
We got a poll. Let's have a look at the poll,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
Is this game ...
I need to put a
must
like
win?
on anyway. I'm going to check the likes, guys.
78%. Must not lose 20%. Neither, AK and 3%.
Oh, you gave why do you give bench options, man?
I think that's not offense, man. That's a neither. You don't think it's one or the other.
I've got-
Can you hear me? Can you hear
Yes.
me?
No,
Yeah,
no.
obviously I've gone. I'm gonna come in again.
You have frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He must not freeze. Must not
I-
freeze.
I've got this
Literally.
weird feeling that on the last day of the season, if we needed like 3 points against Burnley, and would just sit there and say it's not a must win, because he's never said it. I've literally never heard him say it in the whole time that he's gone again.
Is he back?
Back again.
Switches over.
You back?
Yeah, so it's not literal.
I don't know why people get so het up on this must
No,
win.
you
business.
do. You do.
No, I don't. I
You
don't.
do.
I just said it's not.
You say you always say I'll never call it a must-win game. You have to go on this. You have to tell us all about it, how literally it means. But nobody means it literally, Anne. It's a must-win game.
All
I
right,
don't care
let's
what.
move
I
forward.
don't care if other people are ignorant and they don't know how to use the English language.
Okay,
I
well,
really
that's
don't care.
78% of us then.
Yeah,
All right,
78% of you don't know how to use the English language. Don't know what the phrase "must win" actually means.
Yeah,
It's a bit
that's
scary.
what it means. That's
The
what it
dictionary
means.
Only
definition.
three out of 100 people know the meaning of must win. That's
Okay,
a bit
and
scary.
then I could
What's
say
happened
to
to
you,
our
Anne-
education system? I think
Yeah,
we should have a debate on our education system.
Yeah, but
because this is
Anne,
a bit
if
scary.
I said to you, what do they call the
I will
thing?
never
the sun
ever. By the
doesn't
way,
win?
I will never ever say must win if it's not must win. I will
Okay.
never ever say.
Okay, let me give you a
can back
scenario.
as
Let me
much
give you a
as you
scenario.
like.
Anne.
You
Anne,
can back me as
Anne.
much as you like. I will never say it's a must
let me
win
give you
when
s-
it's not a
Why
must
did I
win.
say anything?
Let me give you a
I don't-
scenario then.
I don't
Like we got Wolves tomorrow, and then let's say the rest of the games of the season. Like what we got 6 games left. Was it 7 games to go or 6 games to go? At the moment?
Including tomorrow,
Six.
7. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's say after tomorrow's game, we face the top 6 basically, all away from home. What are the chances of us getting any points out of those 6 away games?
Very small.
against the top 6?
Very small.
Very
chance.
small. So would that then make tomorrow a must-win game?
No, of course it wouldn't.
And we only need a
Because it's not. It's not a must win.
No
It's very
scenario. No
simple.
scenario.
All right, we're done with
No,
this topic. We're
Very,
bloody done
very
with it.
simple. It's only a must win when it means if you don't win, you can no longer mathematically be safe. That's the only occasion.
There's
Why
6
do you
games.
get so worked
not
up about it? Just let it go. Let it go.
No, I want you to let it go.
All right. You're all gonna let it go because Noah's paid $4.99 to tell you how it is. All right. Thank you so much, Noah. You guys better hook up with Noah tomorrow. You're gonna hunt him down. and
No,
thank
he
him.
knows where we are. We don't move from where we
Oh,
are.
Mr. Famous Ez,
Whoa,
man.
whoa,
It
whoa.
comes to me. Yeah, it comes to
Hey,
me.
we get more likes than what's his name? What did you call him, man, when he walked past us the other day? Gonzalo.
Yeah,
He's
he's actually Noah is
Please,
right.
Gonzalo. I called him Gustavo.
You called him Gonzalo.
Noah is right actually, because the one that to pick out Everton there, because that's the one where there is a 6-point swing involved. So that one is a must not lose. I mean, it would be lovely to win it, but it's right. The danger,
must win.
the danger from the Everton game, it's like the Luton game again. The danger from it is the 6-point swing. So he is correct to say that is the must not lose.
See, Rob, I'd agree with you. I'm scared to ask Grumpy Pants here if he would or not. Because
No, I've just said unless it's a mathematical,
We know
literal thing, then then it's not.
Yes,
but that doesn't mean that I'm not scared to death about it and how important and vital tomorrow's game is. It's absolutely huge. Like I say, we've only got 3 home games
now we're
left.
talking about the
one of them being
Everton one
Man
now.
City.
Forget the Wolves one. Is Everton must not lose? That's what we're saying now.
I don't think so, because I think, if I'm right, mathematically, we wouldn't be definitely down if we didn't, if we lost it. I don't think we would
All right,
definitely.
look, we're moving forward. We're moving forward. Let me read out the super chats. Yeah. Noah, thank you for the 4-9. Wolves must win. Everton must not lose. Burnley and Sheffield must win. Chelsea at home must not lose. Man City, lose. Thank you so much, Noah, for the 4.99. And the legend, Senor Sherlock Holmes. Thank you for the 1.99. Wolves to low block the crap out of us tomorrow. 1-0. Man, imagine a team low blocks against us. That would be...
we wouldn't know what to do.
Wow. And Martin, with the 17 months, Martin, thank you so much. All right, chat, let's get out of this mathematical conundrum. We're just going to take a slight break, because I guarantee you we will be unanimous on this topic, right? I got to start this one with Ant. Ant, is there anything you'd like to say about Sheffield, maybe Jimmy, and, you know, the trauma they must be going through now, having been docked 2 points for next season with 2 suspended for stealing? I don't know if I'll open it with Ant, but we'll all have our say on this one. And chat, please get your say in on this one. But yeah, Ant, the floor's yours on this one.
It's beautiful. I mean, talk about ironic, talk about karma. It's absolutely beautiful. This guy's been on our case all season. Worst run club in football, blah, blah, blah. Cheats, blah, 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 blah. And look what's been happening. They've been fiddling. They've been on the fiddle. And the worst thing from their point of view is they're still shit. They've cheated and they're still shit. You know, if somebody cheats, but they'd be like maybe Man City or whatever, you think, well, can't blame them. But when you cheat and you shit, my God, you may as well just wind the club up and go and watch cricket or something. You know, Yorkshire's got some, you know, Yorkshire good cricket side. Go and watch them, because that. I nearly said a naughty word then. Not a naughty word, but a word people don't like. That excuse of a football club, with the excuse of the fans they've got, and the way that they've been trolling us for the last couple of months. It was bad enough anyway, even when they thought they were whiter than white. It was bad enough. But now they've been found out to be dirty little cheats and nasty. They should just pack in. They should. They got nothing going for them. And you know, next season, you know, they'll go down. They're getting points deducted. They ain't going to be one of these teams that automatically spring straight back up again, because they've not improved the side. So it's not like if we went down, for example, we'd have some good players around. They're going down with the same shit. So hopefully they'll be screwed and Sheffield Wednesday will take over. Anyway, that's it.
There's a few people who don't know. So those who don't know, right? Sheffield got docked 2 points for stealing money. Yeah, they literally stole money. They bought players and didn't pay for them. I think it was 8 in total. 8 in total. And they stole money. They had a transfer embargo put on them that Jimmy kept quiet, right? And they had to beg and plead because they were going to get hit with a double transfer embargo. And they negotiated probably some brown envelopes. Unfortunately, they were empty to get the 2 points deducted plus 2 suspended. And this is for when they get relegated next year. So they won't lose them in the Premier League. I mean, how many? They'd be in the negative figures pretty much if they lost it, right? So it's just beautiful. And Jimmy's been radio silent, man. Blocked us on his stream so we couldn't comment. All this stuff, hiding away, all this FFP talk, and they are thieves. They are thieves. I gotta let Crypto have one. Crypto's been having a field day on Twitter with it.
See, I think it would have been funny if they'd given them points this season and they still would have ended 20th. To say, like, we'll give you 5 points and you're still going to get relegated at the bottom of the table. That's what I would have done. But I mean, Jimmy blocked me a long time ago, so you know, it's hard to troll him. But I think it's just hilarious, isn't it? They've been trolling us all season, saying that we're cheats and we're this and that. And oh, look what's happened. Karma's come around the corner and kicked you in the butt. And as Ant said, they've got a shit squad. They're a crap team. They've got a tin pot stadium. No one likes their fans. So, you know, I hope they go down into League One and League Two and up the Sheffield Wednesday.
and they can play Derby down there. They can play
Oh,
Derby
yeah,
down
that's
there.
the thing, isn't it?
Just a quick one here from Jordy. He's asking why the hate for Sheffield. Like, I think a lot of people did. For me, it's 2003. Always will be. That Warnock, this playoff semi-finals, hated him since then. Brown, that twat who scored the penalty.
The fans are just scummy.
Oh, yeah.
Brian Clough's final
yeah.
game as well. Brian Clough's final game.
Yeah, but to be fair, they were excellent at that. The Sheffield fans were. They were singing his
They
name.
were,
Still,
yeah.
I still associate them with that occasion. That's all. That's who I.
So what's everyone's reason? Because they'll all be individuals. So why do you hate them, Rob? I'm
Well,
assuming you do.
I don't really hate them, but I would say that this couldn't have happened to a nicer team. And also, I mean, deducting points from them this season would have been a joke. So I think it's quite funny how they decided to do it next season. But I have gone on record saying no one should have points deducted for financial transgression. So I don't want to be a hypocrite.
Except.
And it's in the EFL anyway. It wasn't what
Derby,
it did in the Premier League. So that's what we're going to be done for. And
Yeah.
they've got
They're not-
suspended points as well. So
Do
it's
you want me to ruin everything? Do you want me to ruin everything? Didn't
what
we
sense?
have a transfer embargo for something a bit like that?
Bro, that was years ago, man. That was like
Everyone gets
It was
a
under
pass.
Fawaz. It was under Fawaz.
It's ownership,
Exactly,
mate.
it don't count. It was in charge. Doogie was in charge, wasn't he, at the time? It's like,
Yeah.
that doesn't count. That doesn't
Yeah,
count.
And we paid in the end. It was just a bit late, wasn't it? It was pretty
Yeah,
longer.
you know, it's an IOU rather than a embargo,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah.
Exactly.
My dad was saying they were chanting you're just an alcoholic at coffee in the last game. Is that true?
No,
I didn't hear
that's
that.
what we would
It could
expect.
well be. I didn't hear that.
Might have
I
been
just
one or
remember.
two.
I just remember that when he came out of the dugout, they were all, clapping and applauding him. But obviously, it was very loud in the Trent End that day, so it's quite
Yeah.
possible I didn't hear them.
I wouldn't put
And
it
all the
past them. Scum.
And to be fair, all the stories about Cloughey's drinking came out after his after he left the club. So those stories, there were rumors going out, but no, it wasn't like
Yeah, you could
tabloid
tell,
news
mate.
at the time.
You could
I
tell,
think
you
the
could
News
tell.
of the World. I think the News of the World tried to launch something about a couple of weeks after. From what I remember, my memory's just it's from a long time ago. But I think that all came out after the season, in terms of his drinking and all that. But yeah, just my little bit on it, my 10 pennies worth on it. It's just beautiful how the universe works itself out, because we have taken a lot of shit from Jimmy. We've got a private WhatsApp group that he's in, and he does give his abuse, and he has been all season trolling us about the PSR, FFP, whatever he wants to call us, FFP TV and all that. But we've kind of like taken it on the chin. And the way that this has worked out is beautiful, because not only, yes, they get the 2 points from the start of next season, which obviously will definitely be in the EFL, and it's 2 points suspended as well. I can really see what Crypto's touched on, the lack of investment, the lack of any decent players, the way they're going down with a whimper. I can see them going straight down the leagues, mate. I can see them get a double. And that would make me really, really happy to see them. And Derby might come up. We don't know. We don't give a shit, and it makes no difference to us. But to see Sheffield drop down through the leagues would be absolutely perfect. Purely because I've got no really major hate towards them. I do look back at those Sheffield United playoff games and wins from 2003, but I don't hate them for that. I'm just pissed off with the situation this season, and that they seem to think that taking little digs at a club that are trying to do their best to stay in the league and be competitive makes
Jealousy, mate.
It's jealousy, pure jealousy, and it's just beautiful the way that the universe.
And if you ask
You imagine if it was us and we were watching Sheffield spending 150 million quid and we spent nothing.
I say go for it. Go for it.
No, we'd be jealous, mate. We'd be saying, why aren't we doing that? We wouldn't criticise them, though. We wouldn't criticise them. We'd criticise our own club for not doing it.
Exactly.
Whereas Jimmy criticises our club for doing it and not his own.
Yeah, but and secretly, next time we beat the drop sorted out. I mean, it's a pain in the ass, sort it out. When we do it, first question is going to be, so Jimmy, if your owner wanted to spend over 150 million and you lose 4 points, but you have the team we do, would you be against it?
I mean, we've certainly posed that to him before, but not with the 4 points, obviously. But we've said, wouldn't you prefer to spend a lot and stay up? No, don't want to spend that. Don't want to spend that.
Double
He's
drop.
lying. It's simply lying. He's lying.
Okay. All right, so we've had our fun with Jimmy. Shout out to Jimmy. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. God, does he cry on that channel? I think he still thinks they might stay up. You know, it's hilarious. Someone said to me the other
He
day.
did a roadmap for survival, didn't he? The other
That's
day?
what someone said to me. Yeah, seriously.
I didn't
Seriously,
watch it because I couldn't stand it. I'd damage myself laughing. But it's like...
Anyway, let's get back to the game. Please don't forget to hit the like if you haven't already. There is, how many we got in here? Just under 400 across all the platforms and 73 likes. Guys, you can do way better than that. And there's still a couple of tickets left for the signed framed Forest shirt, which kind of looks a bit like the one I've got here, but with this season's kit. The link's pinned in the description. And guess what the Insta prize is today? Crypto, can you guess what player the Insta prize is?
I'll tell you what, I hope it's not Ryan Yates.
Correct, it is Ryan Yates. Could you guess what number ticket it is?
69.
22. And what?
Yeah, just a message from my brother. We've got a spare ticket for tomorrow. So if anybody in the chat is interested in, I mean, you will be sitting with us, but don't let that put you off. Ezra's all right. Yeah,
charge double, mate.
Ticket. Well, no, it's face value.
Yeah, 106.
Sit next year, you mean? So double sit next year. That's fair. That's fair.
Half price.
Yeah. So if anybody's interested in going to the game tomorrow, it's a vital game. Some would say must win.
No, don't reopen.
He's really selling it. He's really
selling. When I'm selling.
Okay, and yeah, just send us a WhatsApp message or tell us in the chat or something. And yeah, Mark, you're right. That's why we didn't sell Worrell, man. It would have been an IOU Dumb and Dumber style, man. Oh my god, it's a really cool meme to make up.
Sorry, I just want to say very, very quickly. Last thing I want to say on Sheffield. I disliked Sheffield for a long time. Mainly down, I'm a football fan and I like to watch teams play football. For many, many years, Sheffield have been notorious for just being bullies and kicking. And that's why I didn't like Sheffield. It wasn't the fans, it wasn't the club, it was the kind of football they played. It's obviously
it was Colin, wasn't it?
That's why. Pardon?
It was Colin Wanker. That's what it was.
Just on this point, insider info, the reason they didn't sell Worrell to Sheffield is because they didn't want to improve a club that they saw as a competitor.
I don't get it. So why didn't we want to sell Worrell then?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I thought, but I couldn't say that to him. Or he might have punched me in the face.
From your rendezvous today, huh?
From the guy who gives me a lot of airtime now and blanks me.
Anyway, let's move on. Right, I want to get it a little serious now. Right, so I gotta go to Rob for this one. Cunha is probably fit tomorrow. I just want to have a look at it from a Wolves perspective in terms of their players there. Neto's out. Thank God. I rate Neto. I think he's next level.
Brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant.
He's quality, man. He's way too good for Wolves. Dave, if you're watching, I'm not joking.
Player, isn't he? He could play for one of the top 4 clubs.
He'd fit right in at Forest, I think. I think he'd, just about slot in. But
top 17 club then.
But are there any players that stand out to you, Dave, not Dave, Dave's the Wolves, Rob, that you're particularly worried about from the Wolves team? And chat, who worries you tomorrow from a Wolves perspective?
I must say, not really from Wolves. They just sort of blur into one as far as I'm concerned. They're not a team that I know a lot about, so you probably come to the wrong person.
Who does?
No, but
trust you know more than these lot do about Wolves.
I do know that whenever we say somebody's not very good, they then score against us. It happened with Mope and Jimenez. So let's not say any of them are crap because that really doesn't work. But no, I don't know. Nothing. There's no one that's particularly scaring me in the way that like a Haaland or somebody like that. So no, I think we've got the quality to take them apart. What we've got to do is we've got to turn up and do what we did against Fulham, not what we did against Crystal Palace. And I think that comes down to, do we get overrun in the first 20 minutes in midfield? That's what happened against Luton. That's what happened at home to Palace. It's what happened away at Tottenham. So 3 out of the last 4 games.
Aside their midfield on that point, as Dan says here, he's a Wolves fan, Gomez and Lamina are actually pretty decent as a combo in that midfield. Gomez is the one they're all raving about. Mina's having a good season. So if you're saying the midfield battles, if you're saying the main battle is going to be in the midfield, Does that not worry you then, where they have a decent partnership?
Well, also, I hope we're not making 2 changes in midfield. I think Gibbs White is going to start even if he's 80% fit, right? He's going to have to be injured to miss out on this, because not only is it the must-win game, but obviously it's his former club as well.
Yeah.
But I think it is possibly time to rest Yates. He played well against Fulham, and I said he was in the team on merit, but for God's sake, just get Dominguez back in tomorrow. So the question is, when have we done Dominguez and Danilo before? Has it worked? Have we tested it? What game did we play that in?
Yeah, we definitely have.
Been a few games.
Even if he's come on as a sub, he's definitely. I mean, Danilo.
Was it not when Danilo was struggling?
Yeah, but Danilo stepped up now, so it should
during
be.
AFCON, it was during AFCON. But we did.
I mean, the defense practically picks itself unless Bolly is fully fit. You know, the wingers and the centre forward pick themselves, but the question marks are how we set up in midfield. And I really hope we're not getting overrun, start off all nervy and then concede first, because that's how it unravels. So, yeah, I must say, it sounds a bit weird as well, Dominguez and Danilo. Could it be Sangare's comeback game where he actually stamps his authority on the team? That's a major gamble. I'm not sure that's one I'm prepared to take. In fact, I have to say, I would, if it was a choice, straight shootout between Sangare and Yates. Better the devil you know. I just hope it's not the bad Yates, you know. But it's not a comfortable decision.
Rob, I never realised you had such a Yates agenda.
I developed it in the first half of the last game when he was trying to get sent off.
He did, man. I can vouch for him.
But the problem is,
the messages in that watch along.
If we get penned back, we're going to give so many bloody corners away, and that's how it unravels. You know, we're not actually bad in open play. In terms of goals conceded from open play, we're really not bad at all. It's the bloody corners, including not just like the simple punt into the box, but we never pick up the guy who's on the edge, the corner of the box. And also we never clear properly as well. So even if we win the first header, it's like they would call it the second phase. We don't get rid of it in the second phase as well. So we cannot allow ourselves to lose territory, because then we're going to be penned back and we're going to be giving away corners, and then that's how it unravels.
They always stick Nico Williams as well near the front post.
On the front post,
players. They need to put the taller players at the front so they can't head across them.
Yeah, but then you're losing height in the middle, aren't you? So there's a gamble.
There've been loads of times where Nico Williams has like either missed the ball or accidentally knocked it on, and it's gone in the back of the net.
Well, I mean, Wolfie, just remind me, what was Dave saying about their set piece? Did he say they're really poor from?
He said they're crap. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, going back to what you were saying about players that might bother me a little bit, I'm actually most bothered about bloody Craig Dawson coming back for them, because he's always given us trouble when he's in their central defense, especially on set piece and stuff like that. So he's probably the only one that I'd be a little bit bothered about being back in the team, because he is their talisman, really. Certainly sorts that defense out. But we've got to start tomorrow the way we started against Fulham, because with Wolves in the situation that they're in, they're not going to want to come back. If we go 2-3-0 up against Wolves, that's game over. They've got nothing to fight for, mate, apart from pride. You know, they're well safe in the season. It's kind of like what Dave touched on now. You know, it's definitely more. We've got more to lose from this game than they have, and I just really think that if we could get a couple of goals up early against them, especially have that strong start to the game like we did against Fulham, I think that could be enough for us. But the midfield battle is where we're going to have to win. Simple. And I agree. Those two midfielders, they've got a good partnership going, you know, and they're pretty solid, but they're not going to give you too much attacking threat. So if we can kind of like, basically, we've got to bypass them. Our midfield has got to be strong enough. I would be, I think Keith mentioned it, I'm tempted to start Sangare tomorrow, you know, I really am. And I know, yeah, I know Rob's not too keen on that, but I would start him tomorrow, mate. If you're not going to play him tomorrow, then literally, we've paid nearly 40 million for somebody who's just a bench warmer. If he's
how do you go from 30 to 35 to 40, man? These prices that get quoted.
Yeah, but let's round it up a little bit. But if
when we sign you for 60 million, right?
You can't round it up by 25%.
Can I just say so? I think Mark's in the chat. I was reading through the comments earlier on while I was crying in between changing hard drives and stuff. Yeah, he is there. He put one of the best comments, not in here. I mean, he always chats crap in here, but in the comments of the video. He said maybe we should whip out the Forza display for Morgan Gibbs. Why did your eyebrows rise, Ez, when I said whip out? I mean, seriously, man.
You said you're going to whip something out.
Yeah,
Sorry.
the Forza display from the Fulham match, Morgan Gibbs White against his old team. I thought, yes, I like that. Would you do it, Anne? Would you? I thought it was brilliant. It's probably Mark's best first ever idea.
Although I do have to say, this is a fan thing. It's not a player thing. Do you know what I mean? People always assume that the players are as invested as the fans, and they all the players want to get one over him. They don't give a shit about Morgan Gibbs White as an ex-Wolves player. They do as a potential threat, but as an ex-Wolves, they're not fucking bothered. Do you think Nori is bothered about whether Morgan Gibbs White used to be at Wolves or not? Talking of Nori.
No, but Morgan Gibbs White is bothered by it. That's
yeah. Morgan Gibbs White may well be, yeah. But
and I hope you're going to finish.
He's one of their stars. I think Nori is one of their stars.
I thought you were going to finish that sentence with talking of Nori. He's brilliant on FIFA. I got him in my career mode.
No. I don't.
I don't know how to fire up.
They have got some good players. They've got a lot. Like I say, they've got a lot of injuries. I think the biggest thing is us. It's what kind of attitude we go out with.
Yeah,
Wolves aren't going to go out with like a cup final attitude. They're not. They're on the beach. Let's be honest. So they're not going to go out with a cup final attitude. We need to go out with a cup final attitude. We need to go out. We need to win this game
because it's must win.
Like I say, let's not go back and be childish. We need to win this game. That's what their attitude should be. So that should give them an edge, but not to the point of where they're nervous about it. There's a balancing act, isn't there, between it's really important. We need to win and not feel the pressure. And they should do it. I mean, I think Ez is right in what he says. And it's a massive if we could perform like we did in the first half against Fulham, Ez is right. Wolves won't come back like Fulham did because I don't think that's their game. So I'm worried about it, but it is down to us, not them. I'm not worried about their team. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I don't look at their team and it scares me like Man City's might or Tottenham or whatever.
Can I throw a stat at you? Because someone said they're not great at set pieces. They're 10th in the league at scoring from set pieces, and we are 20th.
Corners.
Oh, okay. Yeah. In general, set pieces they're 10th in the league, and we're obviously last.
Is that the key not to give set pieces away, then, isn't it? For some reason, we give so many corners away.
Yeah.
We seem to give more corners away than anybody. Why is that?
That's because we sit deep and invite the pressure.
Is it because our defenders aren't clearing the lines? They're kicking it out? Or what is it?
It's because we're sat too far back because we can't control the midfield.
Yeah, I get that.
I wanted to just make a point on the must-win thing. Let me give you a reason why. I'm not talking mathematically, but if you look at the fixtures, so the home games, we've got Chelsea and Wolves, right?
And Man City.
And Man City.
And City, yeah. But let's discard City, and let's just for the moment discard Chelsea. If we don't go out tomorrow, if we don't go out tomorrow and beat Wolves, this is our biggest chance because we're crap away. Hopefully, we'll beat Sheffield and Burnley, but we are crap away. If we look at what's happened the last two seasons, the away games are almost a guaranteed loss, pretty much. If we can't go out tomorrow and the players show that they want to beat Wolves at home, which I think is our easiest fixture in the remaining ones, then that is a massive worry for me. And that's why I personally think it's a must-win. Because if we can't show it tomorrow...
why do you think that Wolves is an easier fixture than Chelsea?
Because I think Chelsea have got a better
squad.
Wolves are
a far better team than Chelsea. Far better.
Yeah, but Anne, in a way, I agree with you. But the situation of the game with Chelsea will feel different, won't it? Because it's one more game after that, or last game of the last home game.
Yeah, I get that. Chelsea are awful. Trust me, they are terrible. 2-2 at home to Burnley with 10 men, having been 2-1 up. Come on.
Well, remember this stream if Chelsea batter us like 6-0.
But they won't. They won't. This is not a joke. This is Chelsea 2 years running. They are awful, mate. I've watched them play
but
regularly. They are terrible.
What I want to see tomorrow is
Wolves.
I want to see the players come out and actually try to win the game. And Nuno as well. Set up the team, the tactics, the formation to win the game. Because if we can't do that tomorrow, then I would be seriously concerned, because I don't think we can beat Everton, to be honest. I think we're crap away from home, and I don't see how we turn Everton over. So I think we need to win tomorrow. Otherwise, I think we're genuinely screwed.
3-0.
Okay, I kind of agree with what Crypto is saying there, because I think there'll be a massive shift in fans' perception of our chance of staying up if we can't get 3 points tomorrow, and even worse if we lose and other results don't go our way. Results didn't go our way last week, but I'll have to reiterate. I mean, that was Luton's first win in 13 and Everton's first win in 10. You know, so it's not as if they've been on any sort of run.
It's in our hands, but only on goal difference. If we
while it's still in our hands, we need to get results. And I think the fans. This is where the fans. There is a part to play for the fans, no doubt about it. And if we look back 12 months, you know, there's no doubt that the fans sticking together with the team and having that resilience made a massive difference in us staying up. And I just fear that if the worst happens tomorrow, that could be a massive shift in people's expectations. And we might be, but we were like that after the Leeds game last season, weren't we? After the Leeds away game, we thought I felt at that stage we were down. And I think a lot of our fans did.
You were annoying to be around after that Leeds game, man. I'm not going to lie to
you. I was.
Yeah.
Well, it was probably around Ramadan as well, wasn't it? So yeah.
we need to go into the Everton game with 100% positivity. If we're going into the Everton game off the back of the loss, I don't know. I just don't think it's good for us.
Even when Everton won, they were terrible. They
were so lucky that dumbass ex-keeper of ours, man.
They're going to be fighting for everything again.
But let's talk about.
It doesn't matter. I've said before, it doesn't matter if you shit, you shit, mate. Honestly.
Yeah, but psychologically, it's psychological. A lot of it's psychological. If you don't care, they're not going to
do any good against Tottenham.
Has that keeper got the same agent as Hans Zegers? I'm just asking.
Who's that?
What?
Well, do you remember how Everton stayed up? I go back a long way. About 25 years ago, they stayed up without
Wimbledon.
Yeah. And then it even went to court, and they were not able to prove that he'd taken a bribe for that game. Other games, yes, other games, definitely. But that one
it went to court. It went to court.
Yeah, him and Bruce Grobbelaar.
I remember
Grobbelaar.
Yeah, it was the same thing. It was the same situation.
Yeah, and there was suspicion about that game where Wimbledon had been 2 goals up and went on to lose 3-2 due to you could argue, bad goalkeeping, and they were never able to quite prove that one was affected. Other ones, definitely, just not that one.
Can you imagine them trying to prove that against Turner? I mean, it's like...
did you see the training video? Ryan Yates scored a goal, and guess who was in goal? Matt Turner.
That small goal.
That does not count. You can't say he scored a goal against Matt Turner. That's just written off.
Just quickly, let's catch up on the super chats. Delta Force with the £2. Come on, you Reds. Thank you so much for the £2, buddy. And Wazza's in the house with the £2. We can do this tomorrow, people. We are so excited. I was excited till I started talking to these lot. Now I'm getting a bit nervous. I'm thinking of taking the Hawaiian top off. But let's get those likes up if you haven't already. 300 on YouTube, over 400
3 weeks.
Huh? Yeah,
that'll be the first time in 3 weeks.
Well, it's actually been washed. You'll be pleased.
No, I'm not saying you really all the time.
It's been washed. Right. No, not you. The chat was okay. Oh, it's time to get it washed. We're going down. We're going down. Anyway, and if you want to, don't forget, go check out Foco. Because if we win this,
tell you what, guys, seriously, I got mine yesterday. I think it was. It looks even better than on screen. It's in real life.
What are you saying?
Really good.
It don't look good on me. Is that what you're saying?
No, it looks great. It looks great, mate. It looks great. But in real life, I'm sure it looks even better on you.
Are you not putting it on until we're safe, man? Are you saving it for the beach
I'm not
parties?
putting it on until I feel that if we win tomorrow, I might be tempted.
I'll wear it when we're on the beach. That's when I'll wear it. When we're on the beach, man.
We're on the beach tomorrow. This time tomorrow. I can't wait.
I would have worn it last week when I was literally on the beach.
I'll warn you. It's a bit snug, mate. But yeah,
Fuck
like
no,
I said,
it's
you
not
can have
gonna-
mine and just
me
have
then,
the
is
material
it?
off
You
mine.
calling him
Mine's
fat?
huge. What?
You calling crypto fat?
I'm not calling
I'm
him fat.
calling
just
me
stating-
fat.
I'm just stating
No,
facts,
I
man.
felt like you just did.
crypto, it might be a bit tight. Ezra's huge.
Mine's
And guess
huge.
what, Mark?
Guys,
No,
if you're as
Ezra-
small as me,
Ezra's
don't order the
Sure,
medium.
Ezra's shirt is
Yeah,
a
but
little
the
roomy for
difference.
him.
the-
And guess what? Guess what mine fits like?
Go on.
Perfect.
What size
Slide
did you get,
right
Ant?
in. Slide right in, and didn't it, man?
Yeah, but and the thing you're forgetting is the difference between me and Ez is I'm twice his height and twice his width.
Exactly.
So-
So yeah.
We'll see it tomorrow. Okay, so
You
yeah,
both
make
got
sure
the
you
same
get.
size shirt.
But what I'm gonna say is they've got limited stock on some of the sizes. So if you are anticipating a beach party, get them in now. I'm sure one of the mods will put the link in the chat. Ashwin the 199, thank you so much. We can beat City and decide the title deja vu. That would be quite funny. But then Liverpool will probably win it. But shout out to Atalanta yesterday.
Well, not after last night.
No.
I
Okay,
enjoyed that.
I want to talk about Cristiano Woodinho, yeah, and hitting that wood. Has he lost his powers? I'm worried. I'm worried when he hit wood. When Wood hit wood.
Do we have to
No, it's
relive
Rob's
that?
turn, man. It's Rob's turn. It's Rob's turn. You can come in a sec.
No,
Do we have
this is
to relive
important.
that?
No, this is important. We have 400 people watching, 100 likes, 1 in 4. Ez, tell them.
Well, they know what to do. Let's get us to 300 by the end of the stream, guys, please. It's only
Get it.
spend half a calorie and press that button, guys. Come on, man.
Yeah, he'll fit you into the Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah, you're getting to your Hawaiian shirt.
Rob,
Sorry, Rob.
I'm a little worried because that was the miss of the season for me. Nearly up there with Stone.
No, look, it was
Who's
because
had the worst miss? Who's had the worst
because it
miss
happened
in any
so
of the
fast. Look, we've and I think Ant already analysed this. He said he was just basically trying to blast it into the back of the net, and that
Rely on
emphatically-
Ant's analysis, man.
No,
Come on.
I've watched it again, but let's not relive that. There's no doubt for me that he's our most likely goal threat tomorrow. 4 in 4. Why are we doubting him now? You know,
I'm not doubting. I'm saying, has he lost his powers?
he's already broken the hoodoo because he scored after getting a new contract, which is normally not what happens with our strikers. The minute we extend their contract,
Fake news.
Dexter
His contract
Blackstock.
was already 2 years from the off, mate.
Yeah.
All right, okay. Well, anyway,
That's a nice try. Nice try.
I am not doubting him at all. I think it will be 5 in 5 tomorrow. No doubt in my mind that he's up for the job.
Yeah. It was a
you're
shocking
definitely-
miss. He'll say it himself. It was a shocking miss, but I don't expect it to knock him off his. He's in a real rich vein of form. He's in his purple patch. He's got his mojo back. He's scoring goals that are classy and well thought out. I don't think it's going to weigh too heavy on his mind. Don't think he's that kind of player. You play him the right way, and you guys reiterated it. I saw anybody who hasn't seen a preview that Wolfie did with Dave from Always Wolves TV. They reiterated what Dave basically said. If you play the right way, if you play to Woods' strength, Nuno will get the best out of him, and which is definitely what we've seen. He's in, was he 12 goals now this season? I think he scored 8 of them.
Remind him of his conversion rate.
His conversion rate still around the 40% mark, you know, which is
It dropped. They showed that stat before he missed and before his header, so I'm assuming it's dropped down a bit.
It'll probably drop.
Even so, the next one's about 16.
It's still the next level. Yeah.
Next one's like 19 or 20, isn't it? So he's on a rich vein of form. I don't expect that miss to change that, to be honest. So if he gets the chances tomorrow, which I'm sure he will, if we play the way that I'm expecting us to play, he will carry on his rich vein of form, and I expect at least 5 in 5, like Rob's just said. You know, so yeah, I'm not worried about Wood losing any mojo from that miss. Last week.
BBC actually said that Wood and Elanga have the most goal combinations or joint most in the Premier League. I think some other combo is on the same, but 6 goal combinations so far this season. So, I mean, I hope we're not dabbling with the idea of not playing Elanga now. I mean, It's too important to not.
He wasn't. I wasn't impressed with his performance against Spurs. last time.
Origi, I rest my case. I would not
Reina?
want. I
Reina?
really hope. I don't think he sees Reina as a wide
winger.
player.
Yeah, but he doesn't see him as a 10 either because he put Domingo in the 10 last week.
That's true. That's true.
Even though Reina had a good few sub
Well,
games.
all right, but Crypto, you're a fanboy of both. Who would you start, Elanga or Reina?
That is true. You got Elanga and Reina's shirt behind. Wait, where's your Reina Elanga shirt gone, Crypto?
It's probably like, I don't know, this stupid camera. I don't know how you move it up. It's like
confirmation it's still there. I thought you got rid.
So I mean, I'd start Cho, MGW, Elanga, but if Morgan Gibbs-White is injured, hopefully he's not, but if he is, 100% I'd put Reina in the 10. And if Morgan Gibbs-White needs to come off after 70 minutes or so, I'd put Reina in there. I would start Dominguez. I'd start Dominguez for Yates, but I wouldn't put him in the 10 because we've seen it a million times. You play players out of position and the whole system just falls apart. You need to put your best players in your best position, whatever these guys normally say, square pegs in square holes. If you don't do it, it just doesn't work. He needs to play his best team and he needs to put them in the right position. He needs to allow them to attack and he needs to take Ryan Yates off the starting 11.
And you got an agenda against Nuno, clearly. Yeah. Are you
I was checking the likes if you want to know.
You got a agenda against people not liking as well, by the sounds of it. But are you worried tomorrow in the second half, if it's still tight, that he's going to mess up the substitutions?
Yeah. Yeah, of course I am. Yeah, I'm bound to be worried. I mean, if we're in the second half and it's still tight, I'll be worried about anything. You know what I mean? Everything. I mean, even against Fulham, trust me, that second half, I was bricking it. I was really nervous. 3-1 up, and I was still nervous. So you can imagine if we're 0-0, how nervous I'll be. And I think everybody will be the same, to be honest. It's such a crucial game, isn't it? I mean, you know,
it must win.
The difference it would make, not only in the table, but in the psyche of the players and the fans, a win.
Exactly.
Assuming Luton lose, that's massive. I mean, that's massive. All of a sudden, I know this is obvious, it means that they've got to win one more game than us after that.
You don't say.
Well, two more.
I mean,
that goal difference
because of goal difference. So, you know, it creates that little gap. And
not necessarily, though, because we both win.
All the players we've got, and I think most people would agree, even opposing fans would agree, the players we've got, why the hell are we sitting 17th? I know we had 4 points, but even so,
Cooper's fault.
why the hell are we down there?
But don't forget, if we win tomorrow 1-0 and Luton win 2-0, we're in the relegation. All they need is more.
Yeah. Come on, even I'm not that crazy to think they can
it's not likely, is it, that they go to City and win 2-0? It's not likely, you know.
It's not likely, but you know, it's.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It is that close. It is that close. Oh, are we only one?
No, I thought it was 4 goals. I thought it was 4 goals difference.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So if
they win 5-0, then.
Well, you know,
you got to deduct from us losing. You got to deduct from us losing.
City are a bit crap, you know, aren't they? You know, mid-table, bit shit.
Oh, if we lose, yeah. If we lose, yeah. Sorry,
but I don't necessarily mean tomorrow. But I mean any game. I've got a really weird camera angle now. It's freaking me out. It's like looking up at me. Any game where we're level on points. You know, let's say it goes down to the Man City game for us. Let's say we draw that, and on that day. In fact, that's not a good example.
You tie yourself in knots, mate. You start looking that far.
Yeah, where are you going with this, man?
On tomorrow.
My point is that I want to get points ahead of Luton, not just goal difference, because they can creep back. There's 6 games left. If they get one goal more than us in those next 6 games, we go down.
That's why tomorrow's so key.
Like just concentrate on one game at a time. I know it's a cliche, but it's a cliche.
That's so cliche, man.
Yeah, but it's a cliche for a reason, because it's true. Yeah. We do need to concentrate on
cliche
tomorrow.
For a reason.
Can I come back to something before we move away from it completely? Why are we saying that Dominguez is not a 10?
Because he's a mate.
He's not a 10.
Well, has he been tried there enough for us to really make that judgment?
You can't do that at this stage of the season.
Well, no, just because, look, he is a great player without the ball. Right, I think we probably all agree with that. But that doesn't mean that he can't also be a playmaker. He's got 3 goals and 3 assists, and that's from quite a deep position. So I would not say that that's decided yet. I don't think that's settled.
But Rob, when you've got Reina on the bench,
I agree.
Shouldn't even be a decision.
He should be your go-to for that.
We should utilize Reina before he leaves.
Yeah, well, yeah. We need to give him otherwise they'll get upset with us, like Chelsea did with the. No, but I'm serious. I'm not having that. I don't think that we can just write off Dominguez as a 10. I mean, in the same way, Gibbs White has actually done well when he's dropped back. So just because we
the only way Dominguez for me works as a 10 would be the philosophy of playing a high press. I could understand it then because he's a great presser and you want him to press from higher up the pitch, but he would be doing it alone. That would be my answer back to you. Therefore, where the ball majority of the times either in midfield or in our half, then you want him in that position behind the ball rather than in front of the ball. That would be my answer back to you on that.
I just don't think we've seen enough to rule that out.
Between playing 10 and 8, Rob, it is massive.
Okay, but he's done reasonably well in the games where he's been slightly off to the side, in the channels a little bit. So
on the left. But historically, he played that in Italy. He played on the left as well.
If it wasn't more options, if we didn't have options at number 10, which we haven't had for a long time, we've finally got Reina. Reina's only been the only number 10 we've had in since we've had Morgan Gibbs White. So he's had no competition in nearly 2 years. And now we finally got some. I don't think I'd put Dominguez in the head of him. That's the only argument. Not saying Dominguez can't play there if needed, but if we've got a suitable backup, then you play with suitable backup is my only opinion on that one. But the game plan tomorrow is really important because we already touched on Ait Nouri, which Ant mentioned. Now he's either going to be playing left wing back or right wing back because he has played both sides this season, especially since AFCON. You need somebody like Alanga keep pushing him back, and we need to be on the front foot tomorrow. What really annoyed me from a Spurs game, and like I said, I didn't have a chance because I wasn't on the review show, is that it was only about a minute spell around the 50th minute mark where we pressed them. And we caused them trouble. And Tottenham aren't particularly good at playing out from the back. They do it because that's what their manager wants. But as soon as we pressed them, they were all over the place. They were kicking it out left, right, and centre. They'd lost their track. And we did it for 1 minute and then we gave up. And it really pisses me off because that's one thing where I watched a lot of games last weekend. And when you see these teams pressing from the front, and the difference that it makes. And it doesn't matter who you're playing against, whether it's Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, they all have their moments, when you press them high. And we just need to do more of it. And when you've got somebody like Dominguez in the squad who's the press king or whatever his nickname was when he came into
King of the Press.
King of the Press, and we haven't played him to that strength because we haven't had people around him. It's frustrating because that's where you can attack a lot of teams. So tomorrow, game plan's got to be right. We've got to kind of nullify their threats because they have got key players out. And I just want to touch on Neto because I think he is absolutely top player, but they don't think he's going to be back till the end for the rest of his season.
He's done. Yeah,
he's done. Right, and he's missed almost half a season with injury. That's the only thing that goes against him. Other than that, he is for me a top class player, top 4, top 5, top 6 player. But for his injury record, so he's missing. We don't have to worry about him. Hwang may be back tomorrow. We know Cunha is back, and I think he scored against us in a return fixture, reverse fixture this season, didn't he? So he is a threat. But they've got key players out. We just got to play to our strengths, and we can't. Tomorrow, the point I wanted to make is tomorrow is a good chance for us to see Luton drop points because Man City at the Etihad, if they do get anything out of that one, then they absolutely deserve it. But this should be something that we're I don't want to rely on other teams around us, but tomorrow's an opportunity for us to really build up a little bit of a gap. And psychologically, like Crypto touched on, that could be massive for us and it could go against them. And that's what we need. Any little advantage you can get in these last half a dozen games or so, it's got to be crucial. So that's one thing I think we got to push for the win tomorrow because of that, because it's a good chance for us to build a gap over Luton, especially behind us. Go on.
Just a quick shout out to Chris with the £2. You are right. Haaland, that 1 yard miss was the worst miss of the season. So I stand corrected. Chris Wood is in second place. And Eddie, man, this was funnier than all your tweets put together. It really was. It is true. And let me ask you about the PE teacher. Do you rate him?
He is all right. I mean, I say all right. Being a Premier League manager is probably one of the best 20 or so jobs in the world, isn't it? You know, I think most managers want to be in the Premier League. So it's a big thing, a big task he's taken on. But from what I've seen, yeah, he looks decent. I don't, to be honest, like most people, I don't watch a lot of Wolves. So I don't know, you know, whether they have a regular style of play. They've had all these injuries. They've been ripped off by VAR as many times as we have, if not more. So their position's perhaps a little false in that respect. But what they've got at the moment, I think they're just trying to get through to the end of the season. Yeah, he must be a decent manager because he came in at a time of massive turmoil at Wolves. There were many people's favourites to go down at the beginning of the season. And he has steadied the ship and he's done well. He's doing a lot better than we are. So you've got to rate him, haven't you? He's not the kind of guy that's going to get excited. You know, if we got rid of Nuno tomorrow, you wouldn't think, oh, let's go and get Gary O'Neill. You know, you wouldn't think that. But maybe if we had him, we'd be halfway up the table instead of where we are. Who knows?
Would anyone take him? Would anyone, just out of interest? Rob, would you take Gary O'Neill at Forest?
Jury's out. So the obviously he's improved Wolves, but Bournemouth have also improved since he left. So I'm not quite sure what that really says. I don't know. Might be partly due to Areola, but I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced by him. I was just looking at his record at Wolves. It's a bit like something like 117, lost 15 or something, and almost no draws. So it's a bit like Nuno at Spurs,
13, drawn 6.
Yeah, so Wolves' position is benefiting from the old 3 points for a win. So I don't know. It's not aspirational, is he? He's not aspirational.
He's overachieved for what his targets have been for the last 2 seasons. In the end, Bournemouth stayed up comfortably last season, and everybody had written them off. We did especially. So you got to give him credit for that. And what he's done with Wolves this season, he's made them a likable team. They have got top players, and he's obviously when they're fit and available, they're as good as any of the teams in the top half of the table. But I would say he's done well for what his assignment was. He's overachieved. I don't think I'd take him personally, but I do like his style, and I thought he did really well on that Monday Night Football a few months ago. He came across really well on that, and I think took a lot of fans from that performance or from that appearance, should I say? So yeah, I mean, there's a lot. I like him. I've got nothing against him, and I think he's done really, really well these last 2 seasons with the assignments that he's had. He's overachieved as far as I'm concerned.
He definitely suffers, doesn't he? He definitely suffers from the English manager Gary O'Neill.
Well, he's a rookie.
Nothing glamorous about him. You see managers of European clubs that do a similar job and they're raved about. Can I just say before I come back to you, our resident Sheffield United fan said I'd take him. Don't let Jimmy hear you say that. Yeah, don't let Jimmy hear you say that.
Chris Wilder for life.
The ground that Wilder walks on.
Yeah, he gets Sheffield, mate.
He's a football man.
He's a real. He's a Yorkshire man, isn't he? He's a Yorkshire man. Okay, so. Crypto, how's this one playing out tomorrow?
I mean, Eddie ruined this joke earlier, but I think we can snatch the victory away from Wolves. And I won't say 2-1 or 3-1 again, because that's what I always predict and always get it wrong. So I'll say 4-1. I think we can win. We've got to win. We have to. We're definitely going to concede. I'll pretty much guarantee that we'll concede. I can guarantee a few things. Ryan Yates will start. We'll concede from a corner. Chris Wood will score. Those pretty much 3 things I can guarantee you. The rest I have no idea about, but I think we can win. If we don't win tomorrow,
the 1-1. You've just described. You perfectly described the 1-1.
It's going to be a sorry performance if we don't win tomorrow. We need to go out there and get the job done, and that's the end of it. We've got to win tomorrow. If we don't win tomorrow, then
we're down.
Sodom.
We're down.
Relegators. I don't care anymore.
So Rob, you've heard it there first. He's now guaranteed the Yates won't start. We won't concede from a corner, and we'll keep a clean sheet. Does that sway?
I'm just trying to
Does that
reverse
sway you
psychology.
at all on what you think? And chat, get your predictions in as well.
I think the first 20 minutes are crucial. If we start properly and we push them back, we could just do what we did against West Ham and just win 2-0. I mean, we beat Villa at home 2-0. We should be able to just turn up and beat Wolves 2-0 tomorrow.
Yeah.
If
And
we
I should be able to grow 3 extra inches down
if we
south, but it ain't
start like
happening.
we started against Luton and we start like we started against Palace and they get an overrun in midfield and you know, if Wolves score first, we're going to be in all sorts of a mess. I'm not saying we can't dig ourselves out, but I prefer the 2-0. I think that's probably what will happen. I think 2-0. I think as long as we can stop them getting corners, 2-0. I don't think they'll score from open play. It'll be a corner.
They're going to score a corner with crypto on this.
Yeah, I look, the 1-1.
2-0. How can they score?
No, the 1-1 you've just described is another possibility, but I think that's the worst
One of those logic loops.
Logical fallacy there, man. 2-0, but they'll score from a corner.
No, it should be like the West Ham and Villa games. It should be 2-0.
But they'll
as long as they start strong.
I'm confused. Are they scoring from a corner or not?
No, if we give them no corners, then we'll be all right.
Well, that's not going to happen, is it?
Okay.
Ryan Yates will probably 2-foot someone outside the box.
No, but if you remember the West Ham game, that was played in the West Ham half, right? So they didn't have any corners.
Yeah, but they didn't turn up. They didn't turn up that day. They were crap.
Yeah, so maybe Wolves don't turn up. I have to hope that it's like the West Ham game. Same game. In fact, we were kind of less clinical in that game than we were against Fulham. But we have to hope it's a territorial victory is what we need. We need to be pushing them back. And if they want to sit back and defend against us, fine, because it means they won't be getting corners.
I'm so confused on your scoreline.
2-0.
Yeah.
2-0.
Okay. It's Georgia.
2-0 and Wolves to score a corner. Let's move on to Ez. I'm so confused.
I'm going to have to be positive tomorrow, and I want to be positive because we've all touched on it. Whether you call it must win or not, tomorrow we need to get a result out of tomorrow's game. Psychologically, I think tomorrow is going to be one of the biggest results of the season if we can get it because of everything else that goes around it. So I'm really hoping. I mean, I missed out massively against Fulham, and I'm gutted about that. But I won't let it play on my mind too much. As long as we come out like that tomorrow, because I do go back on what I said. I think if we can get 2-0 up against Wolves, I think that's it. I don't think they've got any real passion to get back into that game. I might be wrong. There might be players coming back from injury trying to prove something. But as far as I'm concerned, if we can start well and keep that pressure on, then it could be comfortable tomorrow. So I am going to go for 2-0 as well. They're not going to score from a corner. I'm not going to put any provisos on it. As long as we start that way, I think we can see them off quite comfortably tomorrow. So that's what I want, a comfortable game tomorrow.
Wait, so you going for a real 2-0 and not a 2-0 they score a corner? Just to confirm.
A real 2-0, yeah.
All right. So, and you've got, what did Crypto say? 4-1 or something ridiculous?
4-1.
Rob saying 2-0/2-0 corner. Ez is saying 2-0. Where are you landing in all this, then?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say to Ez, although you missed the cracking first half, second half was terrible, mate. So don't beat yourself up.
And secondly, we're only on 138 likes. Sorry to interrupt you. 138 likes. There's 12 of you sitting there who can press the like button right now to make it 150 like that. So go on. By the time Ant speaks, I want to see 150. And Ant's going to speak in 3, 2, 1. Sorry, Ant. Carry on.
That's all right. Yeah. So yeah, you know, I wish I could have come home at half time, I tell you. So don't feel too bad about it. Hopefully tomorrow we'll be rewarded with a full 90 minutes worth. Yeah, I am nervous about this game. I think if we go, as I said earlier, I think if we go out with the right mental attitude, and obviously the team is picked correctly and we play the right formation and we're more progressive, I think we could be in for another Fulham first half. And if we do, we'll blow them away. However, I'm going to be cautious and say 1-0 to Forest, nervy, horrible. We're going to come out there so relieved.
I don't think my heart could take that.
I know, mate. I know. There's a bit of psychology in there as well, Ed, so that we, you know.
Big question mark is who was our star player in that first half against Fulham, and is he fit? So that is obviously a big variable.
Yeah,
So-
I'm pretty sure of the way Nuno was keeping his cards close to his chest. I think it was more around the MG dub than anything else, you know. So that's the key player. That's a key player Wolves will be looking at as well. And he's on a hot streak of form. It was good to see Elanga get back on his getting his assist and putting him back. So that's 13 goal returns this season. You know, we would have taken that at the start of the season.
That's
so
massive.
It's massive, of course it is. And let's just hope that's given him a little bit of a confidence boost, and he's back on it, because when he was on fire towards that period around the Christmas period, you know, it made a massive difference. And we need players, we need all of them, all of our front four on fire. And if we can get them to click, then I'm not too worried about us scoring goals. It's just keeping it out the other end, isn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think the front four is fine. It's the defence that I'm more worried about.
But the
crazy
defense is
considering the
fine.
defenders we've
I
got.
don't get this
No.
I think the
argument.
defense is fine
Yeah,
as
but
well. I think it's the midfield,
yeah,
mate.
it-
We're
Our
losing
defence
it.
is good. Our defence on paper is good. Our defensive players look good, but we concede every game. Every game we concede.
It's the midfield.
It's
the
corners. It's
midfield.
bloody corners.
Midfield inviting pressure on us, but it's
You
also
say it's the
set-
midfield. Well, you say it's the midfield. It's not the midfield when corners are coming in.
Yeah, the defence have
And
got to
that's
get
where
the
we
ball
struggle.
out. That's why I want to see Bolly back.
Nico
in.
Williams on that last one against Spurs. So. I don't know. I'm just saying it's the midfield. The game's won and lost to the midfield.
Yeah.
If you
I
were
agree
going to
with
tell me it's the defense, tell me which of the back four is shit then, because I can't name one. I like
No,
them
they're
all.
not. They're not crap. I think they're all brilliant, but as a unit, something is not working on set pieces because we can't.
Okay.
Defend.
Do you think the midfield of Yates and Danilo is strong enough?
No, I think we invite
Okay,
too much
here's your
pressure.
answer.
Wolfie, I agree with you that defense is reliant upon what's in front of them.
Correct.
I
yeah.
agree with
I
that.
agree as well.
And at times we've been shaky in that midfield and we've lost control of the midfield. I
Yeah.
agree with that. But at the end of
21
the day,
goals
our
with
Achilles heel is a simple bloody corner.
Yeah, 21 goals we've conceded from set
Yeah.
Yeah,
pieces.
but that's not the defense's fault. That's the fact.
No,
that
that's what I'm going to say. We invite
Yeah,
pressure.
but
Stupid.
once the set piece has been conceded, it's
When
up
that
to
ball comes
defenders
over
to get
into the
ball out.
box, it takes a defender to defend it. It's their
Yeah.
fault.
That's why I want
Wood
to
our best header of a ball then, and he's a striker. He's the best defensive header of the ball in that team.
Yeah, but
He
something's
is.
not
He
working.
is.
The set piece
But-
thing is a joke.
Like Ant touched on earlier, we concede a lot of corners, and that's not just defense making
Yeah.
mistakes. That's
Yeah.
that's the
No, but that
midfield.
is a lot of the time. It's the fullbacks do kick it out and
Yeah,
strike.
they do.
And the
They-
last minute, and it does my head in.
Do you know what
Yeah,
it was?
I know,
though?
we could-
It's like you remember that Newcastle game where Elanga was like trapped in the corner, and then he tried to get rid of it, and he ended up just giving it straight to Guimaraes.
To
So
Guimaraes,
probably,
yeah.
no, we can't do that now. Let's just boot it out. So you can't win,
But
can
that's
you?
the pressure.
Yeah,
that's
but
the
then they made
pressure.
that same mistake against Liverpool, didn't they? So
No, I think they've probably
that's
been
what
told
annoys
to,
me when they don't learn.
they've probably
Right.
been told to put it out rather than play suicide balls. But I mean, because we've done a bit of both this
But,
season, haven't we?
Rob,
So-
I think you said it best, Rob. That if we still had Mangala with
Mangala.
Yeah.
we
Oh
say.
yeah, yeah.
Would anyone start with?
Mangala?
Would any of you
Whichever
start Sangare tomorrow?
I'd start
Yes.
Mangala.
I
Yes,
would
so-
Start
understand
Sangare
if he's
tomorrow.
big.
Let's talk about players who are actually here instead of.
I'm
Yes.
considering him. I'm considering him myself, but I would understand if he's picked.
Because I think he played well when he came on, even though it was like 10, 15 minutes against Spurs.
The
I think
game
he
was
looked
dead,
all right.
Ez. The game was dead.
I know. It's hard.
I've
judge
got to
on
be
that.
honest with you.
Yeah, he changed the
I
style
watched him
and all
closely
that as
against Fulham in that first half. He was fucking dreadful.
Yeah.
Ah,
And
I
I'm
don't
a
think he's that
massive,
bad.
I'm a massive
He was
Sangare fan.
paired
I
with
still
Yates.
believe in him. I
You
still
mean
believe in
Palace,
him.
right?
Wait, he didn't play
Excuse
against Fulham. What are you talking
He
about?
means Palace. He
Sorry,
means
Palace.
Palace.
Oh, okay.
Palace game.
All
No,
right. I was
I
about
think-
to go for you there.
I think
He had the wrong partner. He's had the
Yeah.
wrong partner.
Yes.
No,
No.
you can't blame it
When
on
the ball
Yates.
came to him. Hang on, Rob. When the ball came to him, I've mentioned this before. So he'd be looking up. The ball comes to him. He looks down at the ball.
Yeah.
Then he
Right.
looks up again to see who could pass it to, and the ball's gone. It's
Yeah.
so slow. That's nothing to do with who he's partnered with. That was
No,
him.
I know he hasn't got to the pace of the Premier League at
Yeah.
all.
I'm not saying he won't. I still
No,
hope.
but he
and
needs
have
to run the
faith
game.
right now.
He needs to
Sounds
run the
like
games.
an
And I don't know if it's too late
I
to give him
can't
back run the
mate.
games now.
I
You know
watched
who
him
would be
very, very
really good to
closely,
start
and he was
tomorrow?
shocking.
The person winning trophies in Brazil again, Scarpa. Oh wait, no, we don't have him anymore.
Oh, we're talking about other players that we haven't got.
Bro, he just won some other trophy the other day. It's got another worldie, man. And he put a corner in. He put a corner in that missed the first man. I dream of stuff like that, man. I dream of that kind of stuff. Seriously.
Even if he was here, he still wouldn't be on corners and set pieces. You know that. So
No, that's true. That's true.
That's true.
That's true.
Chris with the £2 says O'Neill says they've been working on stopping Wood. He says, you know, for a second I thought you were talking about Martin there. I thought you were talking about Martin. I was like, has he been on Talk Sport again? They won't get near any Wood, especially if he goes hard and shit. So thank you so much for the £2. Okay, I guess I gotta do my prediction to round it off. Now, chat, yes or no? Y or N? Do you want me to predict a win or a loss? I mean, they've bullied me into this. Boys, do I take any notice of
what you believe? Predict what you believe.
Yeah, just
It's
go with what you
forget all this bloody jinxery and bollocks.
Have you seen them in the chat, man? Have you seen them? They're
Ignore
horrible to
Ignore
me.
them. Ignore them.
They're horrible.
I know. Well, yeah.
So you can't win
That's
either
your
way.
fault.
So just go with your gut, man. Go with
Just
your
don't
gut, man.
say any striker is shit after Mope and Jimenez. You've done it twice now, so
Yeah, stop picking out individual
So
players.
you are,
Yeah,
saying,
exactly.
you are saying that there is a jinx then, Rob?
and it's an individual player jinx.
You weren't saying that when I
Yeah.
said Richarlison was crap and he
Very
didn't score.
specific
You aren't
jinx.
saying that when I said
against them.
whoever else didn't score. It's amazing how you pick out. So you're saying Mope's good, Rob? You saying Mope's good?
He was in that game.
He
He
scored
was
a
for that
worldie in
goal.
that game.
He scored a very good goal against us.
But are you saying he's good or is he
No,
crap?
Absolutely rubbish.
That's
I'm
so you're
saying-
agreeing with me,
I'll
man.
say it after we've played them. It's safe to do so.
Honestly,
What's
You
the
are
prediction?
right. I am strong. I am independent. But I will give the chat what they want just to appease them. And I don't believe this at all. I'm going to say Wolves win 3-1. There you go. 3-1 to Wolves.
Does it count though?
Nice way to end the show. Yeah.
Does it count if you preface it by saying, "I don't actually believe this, but I'm going to say it"? Doesn't that like work against it?
I don't know, man. I am so confused about what I'm allowed to and not allowed to
It's the
do
one
anymore.
It's
On
the
the
one
channel where
corner.
we're meant to always speak our minds and tell the truth and chat crap.
Then DP's right. He's absolutely right. He or
It's
she's
the one
absolutely
corner.
right.
Tell us now.
I'm just
it's
gonna
the
say
one
a draw. I'm gonna say a draw. No one can beat me up if I say a draw.
Yeah, we can. It's a must-win game, mate.
All right, Wolves 3-1. Wolves 3-1. I'm done there. It's to be fair, he says it's highly unlikely that Wolfie's able to jinx the team. Thank you, Simon. Thank you. But the fact that you said highly unlikely, not impossible, right? It means that you actually, Si, think a little bit of you thinks that there's actually a possibility that I got some freaking voodoo doll here where I just I swear to God.
There's got to
Anyway,
be someone to
Who
blame,
is
mate.
that?
And you're a target, so we'll blame you.
my daughter bought me that for my Xbox controller, so it goes.
Oh, that is
like,
Wolf.
Oh,
Oh, right.
that's
That's
you.
okay.
It goes like so.
Yeah.
So anyway, on that note, please don't forget to like, subscribe. We might see you for the watch along tomorrow. I've got to get back to fixing this piece of shit computer. Thank you so much for watching.
34
And-
more likes, guys. Gets 200. Man.
Yeah,
Come
and get
on.
those likes up. Come on, you Reds.
You Reds.
Reds.